Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
Very often don't happen. So in that sense, words they can be cheap, which leads to another one, a well-known expression, which comes from a couple of hundred years ago from a play, I believe, and it's the pen is mightier than the sword. Now, I actually included that line in one of my songs probably a couple of years ago, Dream-Led Byline, and I got that line in there, the pen is mightier than the sword. What do you think that means?
Well, first of all, I'll have to go and listen to the song.
Yeah, too.
I'll have to go and listen to that song now. I'm on Spotify Googling. I'll be on Spotify Googling it. Dream-Led Byline.
You'll find it.
Well, I'll land over to Phantom. Let's see.
To our learned friend. Yep.
Yeah, to our learned friend.
Yeah. So when someone says that the pen is mightier than the sword, it's actually a proverbial saying. What it simply means is that words, right, are better or makes much more sense than violence.
Right.
And it also passes the information that communicating, writing, spreading of knowledge has much more effect and influence on people than physical force, than violence. So when they said the pen is mightier than the sword, and also then back then, many years ago, many centuries ago, if there was a war on ground and people are already on the battlefield, a king somewhere can just write and send an emissary that war shouldn't take place, and it will save a lot of lives from being lost, literally. Do you get? Because if, for instance, the violence takes place, they fight and everyone dies, what the pen would have done would have been way cheaper, less cost effective, less people die, nobody dying, in fact, right? And everyone going home and living happily ever after. So that's where the proverbial saying comes in, that a pen is actually mightier than the sword. So sometimes communication actually passes the message than brutal force.
Yeah, I was just thinking
go on.
Go on.
No, after you. Go on.
All right, yeah. No, I was just thinking about the effect of violence. Sometimes people resort to violence because, the dialogue wasn't working, the pen didn't work, but it didn't work in that instance. But what I found amusing is they always come back to the table, don't they? At some point they'd be like, they'd be like, you know what, we've got to come back to this table. But you think, well, why didn't they start with that? And like you said, Phantom, it would have saved a lot of lives. But sometimes people need to get things off their chest. They need to get things off them, and then when they're exhausted, they think, you know what, why are we actually doing this? And it's the same. It's the same with humans, Sometimes you ring up your bank or wherever, maybe to complain about something. And they say, well, we're not going to do this or we're not going to do that, and you escalate it, and they end up doing it, and then they say, well, we'll compensate you. Well, why didn't you do that the first time I rang you up? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's human nature to escalate things, and then in the midst of the escalation, try to find a common ground.
Yeah, I agree with both of what you both said there. I think it also says something about the power of words again. The pen is mightier than the sword. In the longer term, the sword might win the battle, but it's going to be the words which win the war. And maybe that's what you both kind of said there. Our words are very powerful I won't say weapons, but we have to use them carefully. And the last one in this particular list of sayings which really say something about human experience, universally, which statements which have inspired people, etc. What about this one? Who said this? To infinity and beyond.
Oh, I love that quote. I love it.
Is that a proverb? Come again, please.
No. To infinity and beyond.
Till infinity.
Yeah. And beyond.
I don't really know who said it, but
Emmy, do you want to go first, or I
am gonna go first. Yeah, I don't actually know who said that, to infinity and beyond, but it does sound like I don't even think who.
We're gonna take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.